I've lived here since 1973, so I call this home. I grew up in Roseland. Well, my parents decided to move out of the city back in the early 70s. It was kind of a tumultuous time. They felt that suburban life would be better for the family. So they picked Lansing. I mean, it wasn't my choice, you know, and I was like 17 years old at the time. And I ended up at TF South for my senior year. So I was kind of transplanted. But I found out that it was a nice, laid-back lifestyle. I had a driveway. This is something I never had in the city. You know, I mean, we used to put the chairs out for the parking spaces. So this was a total cultural shock for me. As you know, by the time I turned 18, I had my own vehicle. Most of my friends moved out in this same area, like Calumet City and you know, South Holland and Homewood. So we all stayed in touch. What I liked about Lansing was I always felt welcomed here. It was a village that had a commonality of people. You know, people that were of different ethnicities and all that, but still the same in a lot of ways. I would say probably in the early 70s I had bought well, maybe it was about 1977, I bought a Canon AE-1, and that was my first camera, which I still own. And that was my go-to for everything, you know, going on vacations and taking pictures of my friends and annoying the heck out of them. And 20 years after the fact, they were very grateful that I had taken this time, even though I was in their face with this camera in those days. It's a way for me to express who I am and to show that as people we are more alike than we are different, that we all can appreciate the same beauty. I walk around Lansing and I just take pictures of interesting things, you know, buildings or trees or flowers. I guess it's limitless, the amount of subject matter out there, and I want to capture it. When I laid in my bedroom as a kid, I always wondered, what was here before I was here? How far back in time, if I were in a time machine, how would it look 50 years ago, 100 years ago, 200 years ago? I mean, over by Burnham and Ridge, where they're going to put that Lansing Memorial in, there's some old glass and pottery there that is from probably the turn of the century. I feel like from the historical perspective, this has got as much as any other part of the country to show, you know, because people live lives. I guess I've always been drawn to find out how those lives panned out and all the different directions that people take in their daily, you know, the things that we consider insignificant, you know, like you get up, go to work, come home, but someday you'll look back upon that as some of the best days that you've ever experienced.